Thanks to our friend who supported the channel financially in the previous video. And before we start, don't forget to like, subscribe, and support the channel financially. As Heavenly Demon walked, a thought crossed his mind, and he inquired, "What if I run into other players while wandering around?" He would greet a Korean player with a smile. But what about players from other countries? In fact, there's no benefit in being with players from other countries according to the rules. They come from different areas and aren't on the same team. They can't share points, and they don't speak the same language. And they are the only competitors that need to be eliminated. Heavenly Demon said, "Didn't they say you get points for killing other players?" A lot of points. In that sense, players from other countries were good targets. He added, "If I don't kill them first, they'll come after me." Surely I'm not the only one thinking this way. After thinking it over, Heavenly Demon decided he would kill players from other countries after assessing the situation. It was a necessary action for survival. Then he said, "Wait, perhaps it's more efficient to hunt foreign players than to complete quests for points. And if things went well, he might even take the top spot in the rankings and become the zone representative." But at that moment, he remembered the Black Scythe, and he said, "No, there's no benefit in becoming the zone representative. Black Scythe will kill me and take the position immediately. And high-level players couldn't be controlled by the zone representative, so the Black Scythe couldn't be stopped." He added, "For now, aiming for second place is the best. The first place will always be the Black Scythe anyway." First, Heavenly Demon needed to complete a side quest and see which method was better for accumulating points. Was it faster to kill players or complete quests? Then he said, "Let's see if there are any people around." Using his surrounding detection skill, he checked for red dots. Seeing the red dot approaching him from behind, Heavenly Demon drew his sword and turned around. But the person running towards him with the joy of a puppy meeting its owner was none other than Sang Cheol. Heavenly Demon inquired, "Director An, what happened, Manager An? Were you tracking me?" He replied, "Of course. As soon as we were dropped into this strange place, I tracked you down. It's better to move together since we're on the same team, right?" Heavenly Demon nodded. He felt uneasy traveling alone, but having his right-hand man beside him was reassuring. And he said, "Shall we go on a quest together?" He said, "Yes. SEO. But wouldn't it be better to move with the help of the buffer?" Heavenly Demon inquired. "Do you mean Minjuri?" And Sang Cheol replied, "Yes. Without receiving her buffs, I feel empty and somehow like I'm losing out." It made sense, as with a single buff, stats could increase by 70%. So the difference between receiving it and not was significant. And without it now, it even felt like they were under a debuff. Heavenly Demon said, "That's true. If we receive her blessed buff, it'll last for 3 hours." And Sang Cheol said, "Then I'll track down Minjuri." Ma Kyung-rok stopped in Sang Cheol, who was about to use the tracking skill, and he said, "No, let's go to the Black Scythe instead." He inquired, "Huh? The Black Scythe?" Heavenly Demon replied, "Minjuri will surely try to move with the Black Scythe. If we approach Minjuri, who isn't close to us, it'll only make her more wary. Instead, if we attach ourselves to the Black Scythe, who we have some familiarity with, we can naturally receive Minjuri's buffs and see how he accumulates points." And Sang Cheol said, "Indeed, the Black Scythe has consistently maintained top performance in every round. Let's do as you say, SEO." The two laughed and changed their direction. Their target was none other than the Black Scythe. At the same time, there were many people in other countries thinking the same as Ma Kyung-rok. One player inquired, "Didn't the angel clearly say, 'You get points for killing other players'?" Another replied, "Yes, that's correct." Chinese player Shizukan had a sinister smile. "Ordinary people might hesitate to kill, but not him. And having ascended to a high-ranking position in the underworld in his late 20s thanks to his unusual talent, killing was easy for him." Then he said, "Earning points is damn easy. Just kill every bastard you see, right? The player said. Yes, boss. But you must not kill Chinese players, Shizukan shouted. Do you think I don't know that, you bastard? You think I'm stupid, damn it? His subordinate immediately apologized and said, I spoke out of turn. I'm sorry. Even in this other world, his subordinate acted subserviently without complaint. After all, Shizukan's skill in killing was well recognized. Then he said, Listen carefully if you don't want to die. We need to survive to the end and take over the high-ranking positions. His 9 subordinates, bowing their heads, said, We will follow you, Shizukan. Shizukan smiled contentedly, and he said, That's what I like to hear. I'll make sure we all survive. The same goes for the underworld. As long as we survive, we can eliminate all competitors, he added. From now on, we hunt players from other countries. Think of them as monsters. Kill them without showing any mercy as soon as you see them. That's how we survive, one inquired. But Shizukan, how do we distinguish players from other countries? We can't see their nicknames, and their appearances are probably customized. Shizukan said, You idiot. You can tell by talking to them. We don't speak the same language. The player said, Ah, I see. Shizukan said, Now that you understand, let's move. Use your detection skills and kill any bastards you find. Shizukan, smiling with his subordinates, immediately put his plan into action. There were 2 red dots nearby. Judging by their appearance, they seemed to be Western players. The Western player sensed them approaching, but it was too late. Shizukan said, Hey, you guys aren't Chinese, right? The player said, What? Shizukan shouted, I knew it! White bastards! Without hesitation, Shizukan killed him. The remaining Western player panicked, tried to run without looking back. He would have if he hadn't been stabbed by Shizukan's subordinates. Looking at the Western player who died skewered, Shizukan asked his subordinates, Who got the last hit? One replied, I think I did. Shizukan inquired, How many points did you get? He replied, I got 290 points. Shizukan said, Really? I got 350 points. That's strange. Staring at the corpse, Shizukan pondered, why did the points vary from person to person? Then he came to one conclusion, and he said, Could it be that the points vary based on level, and if the level was low, fewer points were awarded? If the level was high, more points were given. Then the higher the level, the more points we get? Suddenly, one person came to mind. The player who held the top level among all, the world's #1 ranked player, Black Scythe. Shizukan said to himself, his level was 90, right? If I could just kill the Black Scythe, I might earn an unimaginable amount of points. It's well known that he's a Korean player. If I kill him, I can shoot straight to the top spot. Being the zone representative would be a bonus. He smirked, but the problem was how to kill him. While thinking, Shizukan's gaze slowly shifted to his subordinates, and he asked himself, should I use them as bait? Moreover, I can speak a little Korean. Pretending to be a Korean, he could approach while using his subordinates as shields to deliver a fatal blow. This plan seemed feasible, and he said to himself, I need to keep this secret from them. Just hearing the name Black Scythe might scare some of these idiots. Just then, one of his subordinates dragged in an Asian man, and he said, Shizukan, we caught someone trying to escape nearby. You can kill him yourself for points. The Asian man said, why are you doing this? I have no intention of fighting. I was just passing by. Listening to the man's words, Shizukan's eyes gleamed, and he said, wait a moment, are you Korean? The player said, huh? Oh, yes, you speak Korean? Shizukan said, a little. The player said, oh, thank goodness. But please, tell them to let me go. Please, Shizukan said. Before that, let me ask you something. Have you ever seen Black Scythe? The player replied. The Black Scythe? Yes, I have. We were in the same zone. Shizukan grinned and placed his sword against the Korean's neck. And he asked, do you have the tracking skill? The player replied in fear. I have it, Shizukan said. Then guide us to Black Scythe right now if you don't want to die. On the other hand, Ju Seong-tak waved his hand, approached and said, Black Scythe Nim! Ryu gave him a sharp look and said, be quiet. Even if there aren't many people around, don't be so obvious. Ju Seong-tak, who always looked at him with fierce eyes, lowered his gaze like a meek puppy, and he said, I'm sorry. Reading his thoughts revealed absolute loyalty to his master. Ryu smiled and said to himself, this is why I like the duel system. Just a duel, and you practically have control over them. Although a male slave wasn't part of the original plan, looking at Ju Seong-tak made him think it was a good idea. At least he wasn't like some others who harbor hidden intentions or cling persistently to their master. Then Ryu said, Ju Seong-tak, follow closely so you don't get lost. From here, we're entering the labyrinth. Currently, Ryu Min was at the entrance of the Forest of the Labyrinth. He planned to capture the boss of this forest, Doppelganger, and obtain the Doppelganger's ring, which allows nickname changes. And he said to himself, for that, I definitely need Ju Seong-tak's rune, which increases boss-level drop rates by 10 times. Getting the Doppelganger's ring isn't easy. This was why Ryu had summoned Ju Seong-tak. He needed his help to defeat the boss. Ju Seong-tak inquired, the labyrinth? You mean this forest? Ryu replied, yes. We're going to capture the boss here. I need your help with that. He inquired, the boss? What boss? Talking to Ju Seong-tak had its downside. He asked too many questions. And Ryu said to himself, I take back what I said about a male slave being better. Then Ryu said, just shut up and follow me. Ju Seong-tak said, I'm sorry. I'll follow quietly. Entering the forest, Ryu didn't look back. He didn't need to see to know who was following him, thanks to his clairvoyance.